how about you do us all a favor and go find yourself a place where you won't get into any trouble?
We welcome you to Munchkinland, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la.
I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching if I only had a brain.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, old witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Wake up, you sleepy head. Rub your eyes, get out of bed.
Did you say something? I think he said oil can.
Oil can what?
Oil can?
Because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Bring me her broomstick, and I'll grant your request. I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
Too late. There they are, and there they'll stay.
Give me back those slippers. They're of no use to you. I'm the only one who knows how to use them. Give them back to me. Give them back.
Lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh
my. Lions, tigers, and bears.
Put 'em up. Which one are you first? I'll fight you both together if you want. I'll fight you with one paw tied behind my back.
Pat, pat here, pat, pat there, and a couple of brand new straws. That's how we keep you young and fair in the merry old land of Oz.
Oh, he really must be a wonderful wizard to live in a city like that.
Well, come on then.
What are we waiting for?
On to Oz.
To Oz.
To Oz.
Before we start tonight, I just want to say a very huge thank you to everyone here, the families of all of our cast, our crew, for your amazing support over these last couple months. Thank you for sharing your children with us, your daughters, sons, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, however you are related to them, your friends. They are a very special group this year. To work so hard and to put this on and to come on this amazing journey with us to create a musical in a pandemic is something very, very special. And so thank you so much for all of your love and support through these last few months. And now I invite you to enjoy the classic musical, The Wizard of Oz. Thank you very much. Yes, you get the best weather night we've had.
Oh, jeepers. My heart's thumping so loud I can't hardly breathe. Toto. She ain't following us. I won't let her hurt you no how. Toto. Toto, did she hurt you? Oh, well, she tried to, didn't she? Oh, Toto, she must be the meanest old woman that ever was. Oh, why don't we go tell Uncle Henry and Auntie Em? They'll take care of her. Come on, Toto. N.M.
57, 58.
Just listen to what Miss Gulch did to Toto.
Dorothy, please, we're trying to count. 58.
But N.M., she hit him.
Now, don't go bothering us now, honey. You see, this old incubator's gone bad, and we're likely to lose a lot of the chicks.
Oh, the poor little things. Oh, but N.M., really, Miss Gulch hit Toto right over the back with a rake just because she says he gets into her garden every day and chases her nasty old cat.
70. Dorothy, please.
But he doesn't do it every day, just once or twice a week. And he can't even catch your old cat anyways.
Dorothy, we're busy.
Oh, Uncle Henry, can't you do something?
I'm busy right now, honey. Now just keep out of our hair.
Oh, all right.
Who was the genius suggested we move the wagon before the wheel was on?
It ain't so heavy with one less. That makes sense, don't it?
Sense or no sense, when I lift up the axle, you two shove her on.
Oh, Zeke, Hickory, know what Miss Gulch did to Toto?
I swear they made this new wheel smaller than the other three.
She tried to kill him.
Bigger, smaller, get it on here before my arms are ripped, clean out their sockets. I ain't a statue, you know. I ain't made of iron.
Why won't anyone listen? Don't you care about Toto?
Ow! He cut my finger.
What am I going to do about Miss Gulch, Hunk? Just because Toto gets into
Now
her...
look it, Dorothy. You ain't using your head about Miss Gulch. Ain't you got no brains?
Well, sure I have brains.
Then why don't you use them? When you come home, don't go by Miss Gulch's place. That way Toto won't get in her garden, and you won't get in no trouble. See?
Quit just standing there and clear that junk out of the wagon. We got a parcelometer to hold it down before the weather turns.
Will do, Mr. Gale.
Oh, Zeke, what am I going to do?
Well, for start, kid, don't let Miss Gulch ever try and buffalo you. She ain't nothing to be afraid of. You just gotta stand up to her, that's all. With a little courage, a little grit.
Oh, I'm not afraid of her.
That's what I wanted to hear. Walk with your head up, your chest out, and the next time she squawks, you just stroll right on up to her and spit in her eye. That's what I'd do.
Would you really?
Sure I would. Through this life, you gotta walk tall, shoot straight, and then you got no reason to be scared of nothing and nobody.
Oh, Zeke, are you all right?
What are you trying to do? Kill a guy?
How can you be so cruel?
It was just a rib, Dorothy.
Can't you see how white he is? You really scared him.
Who was scared?
You were scared. If you was a jackrabbit, you'd be in the next county by now.
Here. What's all this jab-wapping when there's work to be done? I know 3 shipless farmhands will be out of a job before they know it.
We was just having a little fun, Mrs. Gale.
Oh, farm's no place for fun. You want fun? Go join a circus.
Might just do that. Be a strong man. See the world.
Well, don't start posing for it now. Here. Can't work on an empty stomach. Have some cookies.
Gosh, Mrs. Gale.
Just face.
Thanks.
Swell.
You don't have to sit down to eat them. Now go get that wagon hitched up. And Zeke, you go feed those hogs before they wear themselves into anemia.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Aunt Em, really, do you know what Miss Gulch said she was going to do to Toto? She said she was going to and get the...
Dorothy, dear, stop imagining things. You always get yourself into a fret over nothing.
Oh, well,
How about you do yourself a favor and go find yourself a place where you won't get into any trouble?
A place where there isn't any trouble. I wonder if there is such a place, Toto. There must be. Not a place you can get to by a boat or a train. It's far, far away. Behind the moon. Beyond the rain. When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. And all the clouds darken up the skyway. There's a rainbow highway to be found. Leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
Henry Gale, is that you skulking by the barn?
Well, I ain't never skulked a day in my life, Miss Gulch, and I ain't about to start now.
I want to see you and your wife right away about Dorothy.
Oh, Dorothy? Oh, heavens, why? What has Dorothy done?
What's she done? I'm all but lame from the bites on my leg.
Oh, she bit you.
No, her dog.
Oh, she bit a dog, huh?
Afternoon, Miss Gulch. Just made a fresh batch of cookies. Would you mind to sit a while?
I'm afraid I have no appetite, Mrs. Gale. Indeed, I'm so shaken by the ferocious attack of your niece's vicious dog, I may never eat again.
If you don't eat, you waste away. And I'd hate to see you dwindle.
Dorothy, can you bring Toto here a minute? I'm sure it doesn't upset you in any way. She'll be only too glad to apologize as best she can.
It's gone beyond apologies, Mrs. Gale. I've laid an official complaint with the county sheriff.
Was he sober?
Dorothy, Miss Gulch here seems very upset.
That dog's a menace to the community.
That's not true.
As an act of public service, young woman, I'm taking that dog to the sheriff and make sure he's destroyed.
Destroyed? Oh, you can't. You mustn't. Oh, Uncle Henry, Auntie Em, you won't let her, will you?
Of course we won't. Will we, Em?
Oh, please, Aunt Em. Toto didn't know he was doing anything wrong. It wasn't his fault. I'm the one that ought to be punished. You can send me to bed without supper.
You hear how sorry the child is? Surely she promises to give your place a wide berth.
If you don't hand that dog over now, I'll bring a damage suit that'll take your whole farm. There's a law protecting folks against dogs that bite.
How would it be if she keeps him tied up? He's really gentle. With gentle folks that are...
Well, that's for the sheriff to decide. Here's his order allowing me to take him, unless you want to go against the law.
Well, yes.
What's it say, Henry?
Just as she says. You gotta hand him over, Dorothy.
No, I won't let you take him.
We can't go against the law, Dorothy. I'm afraid poor Toto will have to go.
Now you're seeing reason?
No!
Here's what I'm taking him in so he can't attack me again.
You go away. I'll bite you myself.
Dorothy!
Oh, you wicked old witch. Uncle Henry, Auntie Em, don't let him take Toto, please.
Stop her!
It's no use running, Dorothy.
Hickory, I thought you were my friend.
He is your friend. We all are.
You can't fight the law, honey. Some things are bigger than all of us.
You gotta hand him over, Dorothy.
Oh, please, please.
Put him in the basket, Henry.
Oh, don't, Uncle Henry.
That's more like it. That's more like it.
Oh, Toto.
Elmira Gulch, just because you own half the county, doesn't give you the power to run the rest of us. For 23 years, I've been dying to tell you what I thought of you. And now, well, being a Christian woman, I can't say it.
Well, I can. So if you don't want to hear it, I suggest you peddle your carcass off of my land.
I don't take kindly to that kind of talk, Henry Gale. Just remember, I have friends in high places.
Then why don't you climb up on your broomstick and go visit them? You got that horse hitched to that wagon yet?
Nearly done, Mr. Gale.
Nearly ain't good enough. You get it done now. That sky's getting darker every minute, damn it.
Come inside, honey.
I'm not going anywhere with you. If you really loved me, you wouldn't have let Toto go.
She had an order from the sheriff. What did you expect us to do? Wave a wand and make it disappear?
Well, you still could have tried at least. And you stood there like you were stuffed or something.
I just couldn't think of anything. I'm sorry.
One mean old woman and you were scared of her?
We're not placed to interfere.
And you were worst of all. You stopped Toto from getting away. I just hate you.
Oh, don't say that, Dorothy. You make me feel terrible inside, like my heart was all tore out.
I don't care. I never want to see any of you ever again. Ever, ever, ever! Toto was my only friend in the whole world, and now I've got no one to talk to, no one to play with, and I'll never see him again as long as I live. Toto? Toto? Oh, Toto, darling, you came back. You got away from that horrible woman, you wonderful dog. But she'll be coming back for you any minute. We've got to get away. We've got to run away. Oh, we'll need food for me and a bone for you. We've got to get far, far away from here, and we're never, ever coming back.
Here, doggy, doggy. Where is that dratted animal? Here, doggy, doggy.
I thought I told you to get off my land, Miss Gulch.
I did, but the dog got away.
He can't have enjoyed your company much.
Where the little girl is, that's where I'll find the dog. Kindly bring her out here.
You never give up, do ya? Dorothy! Oh, Dorothy!
Stay in the house, Henry. And that fresh hot cookies is gone. And my picture from the mantle? That's gone too.
Sounds like you've a runaway on your hands. If she's on the road, I'll find her. Then I'll take that dog back for good.
If you're so anxious to have him, you should have looked after it better.
Don't blame me. The catch on the basket's faulty. That's the last time I buy anything from a charity bazaar.
If we're done, best it will be done equally on both sides. Oh, well, house guests, huh? Ha ha ha! And who might you be? No, don't tell me you're traveling in disguise. No, that's not it. You're going on a visit. No. You're running away from home.
How did you ever guess?
Ha ha ha! Professor Marvel never guesses. He knows. Ha ha ha! Now then, why are you running away from home?
Why?
Now, don't tell me. It's because they don't understand you back home. They don't appreciate you. But you want to see the other lands, the big cities, the big mountains, the big oceans. Ha ha ha!
It's just like you can read what's inside of me.
Well, it's my trade, my calling. See what it says on the side of my conveyance?
Oh, Toto! That's not polite. We haven't been asked yet.
He's completely welcome, as one dog to another, right? Now then, where were we?
Oh, Professor, why can't we go with you and see all the crowned heads of Europe?
Do you know any? Oh, you mean the thing. Well, I never do anything without consulting my crystal ball first. Here, sit down right there. Yes, that's it. Perfect. Now, I want you to relax as I conjure out of thin air. Out of thin air. This very genuine, magic, authentic crystal used by the priests of Isis and Osiris in the days of the pharaohs of Egypt, in which Cleopatra first saw the advance of Mark Antony and Julius Caesar, and so on and so on. Now then, you hold out your hands and close your eyes, my child, for a moment, in order to become better in tune with the infinite. Yes, we can't do this without being better in tune with the infinite, now can we? That works. All right, you open your eyes and we'll gaze into the crystal. What's this I see? It's a house with a picket fence.
That's our farm.
Yes, and there's a woman. She has a polka dot dress and her face is careworn.
Oh, that's Aunt Em.
Her name is Emily, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. What's she doing?
I can't quite see. Why, she's crying.
Oh,
Someone has hurt her. Someone has just about broken her heart.
why would anyone do that?
I don't know, but someone she loves, someone she's been kind to, someone she's taken care of in sickness.
I had the measles once, and she stayed right by me every minute.
Uh-huh.
But that's when I was very young. She doesn't care about me at all now, and I don't care about her.
Oh, that's not what the crystal says.
But they were going to kill Toto, and she did nothing to stop them.
No, I don't see any of that in the crystal at all. All I see is a woman who does the best she can for you, and misses you something terrible.
But what's she doing now?
Yes, let's see. She's just putting her hand over her heart. She's collapsing down onto the bed.
Oh, you don't really think she could be sick, do you? Oh, I've got to get home right away.
What's this? I thought you were coming with me.
Oh, no. I've got to get home to her right away. Oh, goodbye, Professor Marveland, and thanks a lot.
Goodbye. Safe journey. Better get those horses under cover. There's a storm blowing in, a whopper. Poor girl. I hope she gets home all right.
Zeke, get them horses loose and find Hickory. Hickory, daggone Hickory!
It's a twister! A twister! There she blows!
It's coming right at us.
Last time one of them struck it through the big barn, clean out of the ground, and left the cow sitting on the telegraph poles.
I cut free the horses.
That's a good man.
Dorothy! Dorothy!
You ain't found her then.
Oh, she's still out there in the storm. Dorothy! It's getting awful close, Mr. Gale.
Come on, everyone's in the storm
We
cellar.
can't leave her out here, Henry.
There's nothing much else we can do, Em, so pray for us all.
Hanem? 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 Oh, where is everyone? Oh, what's happening? Why is it all moving? We must be inside the twister. Oh, it's Miss Gulch. Cyril's even up here. Toto? I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. We must be over the rainbow. Now I know we're not in Kansas.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Who, me? I'm not a witch at all. I'm Dorothy Gale from Kansas.
Oh, well, is that the witch?
Who, Toto? Toto's my dog.
Well, I'm a little muddled. The Munchkins called me here because a new witch has just dropped a house on the Wicked Witch of the East. And there's the house. And you are. And there's the legs. That's all that's left of the Wicked Witch of the East. And so, what the Munchkins want to know is, are you a good witch? Or a bad witch?
But I've already told you I'm not a witch at all. Witches are old and ugly. What was that?
Skins, you're laughing because I'm a witch. I'm Glinda, the witch of the north.
You are? Oh, I beg your pardon. I've just never heard of a beautiful witch before.
Only bad witches are ugly. The Munchkins are happy because you have freed them from the Wicked Witch of the East.
But if you please, what are munchkins?
The little people who live in this land. Blue is their favorite color. This is Munchkin Land and you're their national heroine, my dear. It's all right. You may all come out and thank her. Come out, wherever you are. You can meet the young lady who fell from a star. She fell from the sky, she fell very far. And Kansas, she says, is the name of the star. Kansas, she says, is the name of the star. She brings you good news, or haven't you heard? She fell out of Kansas, a miracle occurred.
It really was no miracle. What happened was just this. The wind began to switch, the house to pitch, and suddenly the hinges started to unhitch. Just then, the witch, to satisfy an itch, went flying on her broomstick, thumbing for a hitch.
The house began to pitch, the kitchen took a switch. It landed on the Wicked Witch in the middle of a ditch. Which was not a healthy situation for a wicked witch. The house began to pitch, the kitchen took a switch. It landed on the Wicked Witch in the middle of a ditch. Which was not a healthy situation for a wicked witch. Who began to twitch and was reduced to just a stitch. What was once a wicked witch.
We thank you very sweetly for doing it so neatly.
You killed her so completely that we thank you very sweetly. Let the joy sees these friends and the nest is dead!
Yeah!
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, old witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Wake up, you sleepy head. Rub your eyes, get out of bed. Wake up, the wicked witch is dead. She's gone where the goblins go below, 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 yo ho. Let's open up and sing and ring the bells out. Ding dong, the merry o. Sing it high, sing it low. Let them know the wicked witch is dead.
As mayor of Munchkin City,
in the county of the land of Oz. I welcome you most regally.
But we've got to verify it legally to see if she is morally, ethically,
spiritually, physically,
Positively, absolutely,
undeniably, and reliably dead.
As coroner, I must say her, I thoroughly examined her, and she's not only merely dead, she's really most sincerely dead.
Friends, this is a day of independence for all the Munchkins and their descendants. Yes, let the joyous news be spread. The wicked old witch at last is dead.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, old witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Wake up, you sleepy head. Rub your eyes, get out of bed. Wake up, the wicked witch is dead. She's gone where the goblins go. Below, 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 yo ho. Let's up it up and see. And ring the bells out. Ding dong, merry o. Sing it high, sing it low. Let them know the wicked witch is dead. Represent the Lullaby League, the Lullaby League, the Lullaby League, and in the name of the Lullaby League, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land. We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land. We welcome you to Munchkin Land, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la-la.
From now on, you'll be history.
you'll be his.
You'll be his. You'll be history.
And we will glorify your name.
You will be a bus.
Be a bus.
In the Hall of Fame. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la. Tra-la-la-la.
I thought you said she was dead.
That was her sister, the Wicked Witch to the east. This is the Wicked Witch to the west, and she's far worse than the other one was.
Where's my sister?
Yonder she lies.
Where?
There.
All right. Who's the smart aleck that turned her into a house? Was it you, Glinda?
Not the house. Under the house.
Under the house?
It was my fault. I'm so sorry. My house dropped on her.
You dropped your house on my sister? How could anyone be so unbelievably clumsy?
The cloak. Ah! You recognized her then.
Of course I recognized her. Who else would wear ruby slippers with those socks? The ruby slippers. Little girl, you have done me a service. I shall don those ruby slippers, which will make my powers greater than ever. Ruby slippers. They're gone. The slippers. What have you done with them?
See for yourself. Step forward, Dorothy.
Give them back to me, or I'll...
It's too late. There they are, and there they'll stay.
Give me back those slippers. They're of no use to you. I'm the only one who knows how to use them. Give them back to me. Give them back.
Keep tight inside of her. Your magic must be very powerful, or she wouldn't want them so badly.
Oh, you stay out of this, Glinda, or I'll fix you as well.
Oh, fiddle faddle. You have no power while I'm here. Be gone before someone drops a house on you, too.
Very well, I'll bide my time. And as for you, my fine lady, although it's true I can attend to you here and now as I'd like, After a suitable period of mourning, I will have those slippers in my revenge too. So best try to stay out of my way. Just try. I'll get you eventually, my pretty, and your little dog too. Ah, ha, ha, ha! It's all right. You can get up. She's gone. It's all right. You can get up. What a smell of sulfur! I'm afraid we've made a rather bad enemy of the Wicked Witch of the West. The sooner you get out of Oz altogether, the safer you'll sleep, my dear.
I'd give anything to get out of Oz altogether, but what's the way back to Kansas? I can't go the way I came.
No, that's true. The only person who might know is the great and wonderful Wizard of Oz himself.
The Wizard of Oz? Is he good or is he wicked?
Oh, very good, but very mysterious. He lives in the Emerald City, and it's a long journey from here. Did you bring your broomstick with you?
No, I'm afraid I didn't.
Oh, you'll have to walk then. The Munchkins will see you to the border of Munchkin Land. And remember, whatever you do not let those ruby slippers off your feet for a moment, or you will be at the mercy of the Wicked Witch of the West.
How do I start for the Emerald City?
It's always best to start at the beginning and follow the yellow brick road.
Yes, but what happens if I
just follow the brick road?
Bye, Glinda.
Oh my! People come and go around here so quickly. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road?
Follow the yellow brick road.
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 Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick, follow the yellow brick, follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. You'll find he is a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick. Oh, well, now which way do I go?
Pardon me, that way is a very nice way.
Who said that? Don't be silly, Toto. Scarecrows don't talk.
It's pleasant down that way, too.
That's funny. Wasn't she pointing the other way before?
Of course, people do go both ways.
Why, you did say something, didn't you? Oh, are you doing that on purpose, or can't you make up your mind?
I haven't got a brain, only straw. So I ain't got a mind to make up.
Well, how can you talk if you haven't got a brain?
I don't know, but some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right. Can't you get down?
Down? No, you see, I've got a pole stuck on my back.
Oh, well, is there anything I can do to help?
Of course, I'm not very bright about doing things, but if you'll just bend the nail down in the back, maybe I'll just slip off.
Oh, I'll certainly try. It's an awful stiff nail.
Whoops! There goes some more of me again.
Oh, does it hurt you?
Oh, no. I just keep picking it up and putting it back in again.
Let me help you.
My! It's good to be free.
Oh, my goodness.
Did I scare you?
Oh, no, I just thought you hurt yourself.
But I didn't scare you?
No, of course not.
I didn't think so. You see, I can't even scare a crow.
Howdy, neighbor.
They come from miles around just to eat in my field.
Howdy, Scarecrow.
And laugh in my face. You see? Said a scarecrow swinging on a pole to a blackbird sitting on a fence. Oh, the Lord gave me a soul, but forgot to give me common sense.
said the blackbird. Well, well, well. What in thunder would you do with common sense?
Said the scarecrow 'twould be pleasing just to reason out the reason of the witchness and the whyness and the whence. If I had an ounce of common sense,
Why shucks?
I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching if I only had a brain. I'd unravel every riddle for any individual in trouble or in pain.
Thoughts you'd be thinking you could be another Lincoln.
If I only had a brain. Oh, I could tell you why the ocean's near the shore.
You could think of things you've never thought before.
And then I'd sit and think some more.
Caw, caw.
I would not be just a nothing, my head all full of stuffing, my heart all full of pain. I would dance and be merry, life would be a ding-a-dairy if I only had a brain. Oh, I could tell you why the ocean's near the shore. I could think of things I've never thunk before.
And then you'd sit and think some more.
Gosh, it would be awful pleasing to reason out the reason for things I can't explain. And perhaps I deserve ya and be even worthy of ya if I only had a brain. If I only had a brain.
That was wonderful. If the scarecrows back in Kansas could do that, the crows would be scared to pieces.
They would?
Oh, yes.
Where's Kansas?
That's where I live. I want to get back there so badly. I'm going all the way to the Emerald City to get the Wizard of Oz to help me.
You're going to see the wizard?
Uh-huh.
Do you think if I went with you, this wizard would give me some brains?
Oh, I couldn't say, but even if he did, you'd be no worse off than you are now.
Yes, that's true.
But maybe you better not. I've got a witch mad at me, and you could get into trouble.
A witch? I'm not afraid of a witch. I'm not afraid of anything. Oh, except a lighted match.
I don't blame you for that.
But I'd face a whole box full of them for the chance of getting some brains. Look, I won't be any trouble because I don't need a thing. And I won't try to manage things because I can't think. Won't you take me with you?
Of course I will.
Hooray!
Caw.
I'm going to get me a brain. Let's go.
Caw.
Well, you're not starting out very well.
Oh, I'll try. Really, I will.
To Oz?
To Oz. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Oh, goodbye, Scarecrow.
I'm gonna miss that old hay bag.
I never cared for him.
Why's that?
Too much of a stuffed shirt.
You're hungry? But I thought only crows got hungry.
Well, all living things need to eat.
I don't need to eat. Does that mean I'm not alive?
Oh, no, Scarecrow, you're the liveliest friend I've ever had.
Why, thank you. Just for that, you could eat as much of my hay as you'd like, and then you won't be hungry anymore.
Oh, no, Scarecrow, I couldn't do that.
You don't have to worry about me. So long as I keep my legs well stuffed, I can rock to Emerald City no matter what shape I'm in up top.
It's a very kind offer, but I don't eat hay.
Well, perhaps it's just as well. A mother field mouse has a nest in here, and she wouldn't like to be disturbed.
Oh, look, Scarecrow, apples!
Apples? What's apples?
In the trees.
You mean all those little red birds hanging upside down by one leg?
They're not birds, they're something you eat. And boy, are they delicious! Ow! What do you think you're doing? Well, we've been walking a long way, and I was hungry, and... Did you say something?
She was hungry.
She was hungry.
How would you like it having someone come along and take something off of you?
Well, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting I'm not in Kansas.
Come along, Dorothy. You don't want any of those apples. Yuck. Are you hinting my apples aren't what they ought to be? Oh, no. It's just she doesn't like little green worms. Worms? Did she just say we had worms?
That's what it sounded like to me.
I'll show you how to get apples. Sure, you got worms, caterpillars, and probably a whole bunch of wood lice, too. How dare you? Let's give it to them, girls. Take that! Look out, Dorothy! How you
Face
like that?
slander!
Suddenly twigged.
So have I. They've made saps out of all of us.
I think it's time we got out.
Why, it's a man. A man made out of tin.
What?
Yes, look. Did you say something? I think he said oil can.
Oil can what?
Oil can. Oh, here it is. Oh, where do you want to be oiled first?
He said his mouth. The other side.
My. I can talk again. Oh, oil my arms, please. Oil my elbows.
How did you ever get like this?
Well, when I was flesh and blood like you, I fell in love with a Munchkin maiden whose mother hated me. So to stop me from marrying her daughter, she hired the Wicked Witch of the West to put an evil spell on my axe. When I tried to chop down a tree, I chopped off my leg instead.
He chopped your leg off?
That's terrible.
But by good fortune, I know of a wonderful tinsmith, and he gave me a new leg, almost as good as the old one. And back I went to work, and you know what happened?
Something terrible, I bet.
I swung my axe, and dang me if I didn't take off the other leg.
You should have got a new axe.
I guess you're right, but I got me a new leg instead, and back I went to work.
You sure were persistent.
This time I chopped off both my arms.
Oh, my.
I could see how you could have chopped off one arm. But how did you manage to chop off the other one?
I told you, the axe was enchanted.
Of course. See, Dorothy, if I had a brain, I could have worked that one out for myself.
Sometimes I wish I hadn't got a new pair of arms, because last time I swung my axe was worst time of all.
I don't want to hear this.
What happened?
I split myself right down the middle.
You poor thing.
So the tinsmith gave me a new head and body, but on the way home I got caught in a terrible rainstorm and rusted solid.
It just wasn't your day, was it?
I've been here ever since.
Oh, well, you're perfect now.
My neck. Perfect? Just bang on my chest if you think I'm perfect. Go ahead, bang on it.
Beautiful. What an echo.
It's empty. The tinsmith forgot to give me a heart.
No heart?
No heart. All hollow. And as long as I have no heart, I can never love my Munchkin maiden.
Oh, Tin Man, don't cry. You'll rust up again.
I used to carve her name on every tree.
You can say that again. Said a Tin Man rattling and shivering to a scarecrow's sad and weary eye.
Oh, the smith gave me tin ribs, but forgot to put a heart inside.
Then he banged the solo chest and cried.
When a man's an empty kettle, he should be on his mettle, and yet I'm torn apart. Just because I'm presuming that I could be kinda human if I only had a heart. I'd be tender, I'd be gentle, and awful sentimental regarding love and art. I'd be friends with the sparrows and the boy that shoots the arrows if I only had a heart. Picture me, a balcony, above a voice sings low.
Where art thou, Romeo?
I hear a beat,
How sweet!
just to register emotion, jealousy, devotion, and really feel the part. I would stay young and chipper, and I'd lock it with a zipper if I only had a heart. Oh, I may be presuming that I could be kinda human. I'd be friends with the sparrows and the boy that shoots the arrows.
You could stay young and chipper.
And I'd lock it with a zipper if I only...
If he only
had a heart.
Are you all right?
I'm afraid I'm a little bit rusty.
Perhaps you could visit the tinsmith again and ask him for a heart.
Oh no, he went out of business a long time ago.
ran out of tin.
Oh. Well, why don't you come with us? We're on our way to the Emerald City now to see the Wizard of Oz. You could ask him for a new heart.
Suppose the wizard wouldn't give me one when we got there?
Oh, but he will. He must. We've come such a long way already.
You call that long? Why, you've only just begun.
You're the one who put the spell on my axe.
Certainly chopped you down to size, didn't it? Now you're helping the little lady along, are you, my fine gentleman? Well, stay away from her, or I'll stuff a mattress into you, Scarecrow, and you, Tin Man, I'll use you for a beehive.
I'm not afraid of you.
That just proves you don't have a brain. Allow me to educate you. Here, Scarecrow, want to play ball?
Oh, look out, I'm on fire, help!
Just remember, Scarecrow, helping that girl reach the Emerald City could be your last burning ambition.
I'm still not scared of her. I'll see you get safely to the wizard now, whether I get a brain or not. Stuff a mattress with me, huh?
I'll see you reach the wizard, whether I get a heart or not. Make a beehive out of me, Bob. Let her make a beehive out of me.
You're the best friends anyone's ever had, and it's funny. But it's if I have known you all this time, but I couldn't have, could I?
I don't see how. You weren't around when I was stuffed and sewn together, were you?
And I was standing over there rusting for the longest time.
Well, it doesn't matter now. We know each other now, don't we?
That's right.
We do.
To Oz?
To Oz.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of
the wonderful things he does.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
They're branching out into the wild forest. Dead in that wild forest. If I go there, I'd be petrified.
I don't like this forest. It's dark and creepy.
Of course, I'm not very bright, but I think it'll get darker before it gets lighter.
Do you suppose we'll meet any wild animals in here?
We might.
Animals that eat straw?
Some, but mostly lions and tigers and bears.
Lions?
And tigers?
And bears.
Oh my. Lions and tigers and bears? Oh my. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh my.
Lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh my.
Lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh my.
Lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh my.
Lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh my.
Ah!
Oh look.
Put 'em up. Which one of you first? I'll fight you both together if you want. I'll fight you with one paw tied behind my back. I'll fight you standing on one foot. I'll fight you with my eyes closed.
Here, go away and let us alone.
Yeah. Pulling an axe on me, eh? Sneaking up on me, eh? Why? Oh! You're scared, huh? Afraid, huh? Hey, how long can you stay fresh in that can? Oh, come on! Get up and fight me, you shivering junkyard! Put your hands up, you lopsided bag of hay!
And that's getting personal, Lion.
Yes, get up and teach him a lesson.
Well, what's wrong with you teaching him?
Why, I hardly know him.
Well, I'll get you anyway, Pee-wee.
Oh, shame on you!
What did you do that for? I didn't bite her.
No, but you tried to. It's bad enough picking on a straw girl, but you go around picking on poor little dogs.
Well, you didn't have to go and hit me, did you? Is my nose bleeding?
Oh, no, of course not. My goodness, what a fuss you're making. Naturally, when you go around picking on things weaker than you are, why, you're nothing but a great big coward.
You're right. I am a coward. I haven't got any courage at all. I even scare myself. Look at the circles under my eyes. I haven't slept in weeks.
Why don't you try counting sheep?
That doesn't do any good. I'm afraid of them.
Oh, that's too bad. Why don't you come along with us? We're on our way to see the wizard now, to get him a heart.
And her a brain.
I'm sure he could give you some courage.
Well, wouldn't you feel degraded to be seen in the company of a cowardly lion? I would.
Oh, no, of course not.
Gee, that's awfully nice of you. My life has been simply unbearable. Even my own family's disowned me. See, when I was just a little cub, my father took me to the top of a very high mountain, waved his paw around and said, "One day, son, all this will be yours." Oh, I was terrified.
Why is that?
I'm scared of heights.
Well, the wizard will fix everything.
At least they'll be safe if I come with you.
Why's that?
No self-respecting wild animal will come anywhere near me. Said a lion, a poor neurotic lion, to a miss who listened to him rave. Oh, the Lord made me a lion, but the Lord forgot to make me brave.
When his tail began to curl and wave.
Life is sad, believe me, missy, when you're born to be a sissy without the vim and vuv. But I could change my habits nevermore, be scared of rabbits if I only had the nerve. I'm afraid there's no denying I'm just a dandelion, a fate I don't deserve. But I could show my prowess, be a lion, not a mouse, if I only had the nerve.
Oh, you be in your stride, a king down to the core.
You could roar the way you've never roared before.
And then I'd yeah, and roar some more. I would show the dinosaurus who's king around the forest, a king they better serve. Why, with my regal visors, I could be another Caesar if I only had the nerve. I'd be brave as a blizzard.
I'd be gentle as a lizard.
I'd be clever as a gizzard.
The wizard is a wizard who will serve.
Then I'm sure to get a brain,
A heart.
A home.
The nerve.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
depressing as boundless optimism. Happily, it is totally misplaced. Now, shall I squash them out like the interfering bugs they are, or shall I be witty and creative? The bug alternative is attractive, but messy, so witty and creative wins the day. Aha! Something with poison in it, I think. With poison in it, but attractive to the eye and soothing to the smell. Poppies! 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 This lethal lullaby will put them to sleep forever. And then those ruby slippers will be mine!
This yellow brick road seems to go on forever.
If you're tired, Dorothy, we could take a shortcut.
The road curves around this poppy field. We can cut through and pick up on the other side.
Let's go.
I've never seen such beautiful poppies.
I think poppies are my favorite flower.
They smell so wonderful. And the singing.
I can hear it too. It sounds just like the heavenly semaphores.
Oh, what's happening? Oh, you're locking more in some sleep.
Here, give us your hands and we'll pull you along.
Oh, no. We have to rest for just a minute. You lay there, Toto. We'll have a little sleep together.
Oh, you can't rest now. We've got to go on.
Come to think of it, 40 winks wouldn't be such a bad idea.
Show 'em you start too.
It's the poppies. That's what's doing it.
Oh, don't cry. You'll rest yourself again. This is a spell. This is.
It's the Wicked Witch. What do we do? Help! Help!
There's no use screaming at a time like this. Nobody will hear you. Help! 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 Help!
I hear you, Scarecrow, and although I can't undo the magic of the Wicked Witch, perhaps a little magic of my own will save the day.
It's snowing.
Unusual weather we're having, ain't it?
Oh no, he's rusted again. Give me the oil can, quick.
I don't have the oil can.
I just realized something.
What?
I'm sitting on it. Boy, those poppies are powerful stuff. I didn't feel a thing.
Dorothy, you're awake.
My magic has done its work. Journey's end is now in sight.
Oh, the Emerald City. We're almost there at last, at last.
You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, you're out of the night. Step into the sun, step into the light. Keep straight ahead for the most glorious place of the earth or the sky. Hold on to your breath, hold on to your heart, hold on to your hope. You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, you're out of the night. Step into the sun, step into the light.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Just like I knew it would be. Oh, he really must be a wonderful wizard to live in a city like that.
Well, come on then.
What are we waiting for?
On to Oz.
To Oz.
To Oz.
We're off to see
We're
the
off to
wizard.
see the
The wonderful Wizard of Oz.
My name's Andrew Ennis, and I'm the music director of our spring musical, The Wizard of Oz, here at Bishop Eustace Preparatory School. We are so thrilled to be able to bring to the Eustace community our spring musical and be able to actually have a live pit orchestra. This is a really wonderful and exciting time for us, and especially in the times that we've been going through where music has taken such a large hit, and we're very, very excited to be able to bring this music to you. And what's wonderful is we have a bunch of professional musicians, a lot of them music teachers themselves, who have come to help us out put on a very, very first-rate spring musical. So we really hope that you enjoy the music coming from The Wizard of Oz.
Jay Mage with Mageworks Productions. Do all sorts of different events, ballrooms, museums, but we're here today with Bishop Eustace. And these kids have been working really hard to get their play, so we brought the best. We got 20 microphones, lights, video. We're gonna make it happen despite the circumstances, and we're gonna have a great show.
Hi, how are you? Today is the opening night of Wizard of Oz, and I'm playing the Cowardly Lion.
Wizard of Oz, and the wind's blowing just like the movie, but the fun is here. They're doing very well, performing, singing, under the tent, under the stars. What more could you ask for?
welcome to the light. We should have fun on those glorious waves on the face of the earth on a star. Hold on to your breath, hold on to your heart, hold on to your heart. Hold on to the gate and pin it open.
Ever seen anywhere so beautiful?
The walls are so high.
I'm getting giddy just looking at them.
Ring the bell, Scarecrow. Let them know we're here.
Okay, here goes. Who rang that bell?
Don't do that.
We did.
Can't you read?
Read what?
The notice.
What notice?
It's on the door, as plain as the nose on my face. It's just a minute.
Bell out of order. Please knock.
Oh, that's more like it. Now, state your business.
We
want to see the wizard.
The wizard? Nobody can see the Great Oz. Nobody's ever seen him. Even I've never seen him.
Well, then how do you know there is one?
Because if there's no wizard, then why would you be here?
Well, we just got to see the wizard. The Witch of the North sent me.
Prove it. She's wearing the ruby slipper she gave her. So she is. Whoa, bust my buttons. Why didn't you say that in the first place? That's a horse of a different color.
Who's she calling a horse? If she wasn't on the other side of that door,
She's coming out.
she'd be on this side.
Welcome to the Emerald City.
Thank you.
Have you come far?
Oh, just the longest of ways.
Believe me, every step is worth it. Have you any idea just how wonderful this place really is? I've been trying to imagine it, but I haven't got a brain.
They said I'd fall in love with it if I had a heart.
It's the one place I don't need courage, because there's nothing to scare me. Is there?
There's a garden spot, I'm told, where it's never too hot and it's never too cold.
Where you're never too young and you're never too old.
Where you're never too thin or tall.
And you're never, never, never too anything at all.
Oh, we're not too mad and we're not too sane, and we don't compare and we don't complain. All we do is just sit tight, 'cause it's all so downright right. Ha 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 ho ho ho, and a couple of tra-la-las. That's how we laugh the day away in the merry old land of Oz. Buzz, 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 chirp, 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 and a couple of la-dee-das. That's how the crickets click all day in the merry old land of Oz. We get up at 12 and start to work at 1. Take an hour for lunch and then at 2 we're done.
Jolly good fun!
Ha 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 ho ho ho, and a couple of tra-la-las. That's how we laugh the day away in the merry old land of Oz. Ha 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 ho ho ho, and a couple of tra-la-las. That's how we laugh the day away in the in the merry old land of Oz.
It's everything you said, it wasn't more.
When do we get to see the wizard?
Will you take us to him?
Is he scary?
The wizard, of course. But first I'll take you to a little place where you can tidy up a bit.
Thank you.
Here we rush with soap and brush to make you clean and fair. Pat, pat here, pat, pat there, and a couple of brand new straws. That's how we keep you young and fair in the merry old land of Oz. Rub, rub here, rub there, and whether you're tin or bronze, that's how we keep you in repair in the merry old land of Oz. We can make the dimples fall of a frown. Can you even dine our eyes too much again?
Uh-huh. Jolly old town.
Clip, clip here, clip, clip there, we give the roughest claws.
That's certain air of savoir-faire in the merry old land of Oz.
Ha, ha, ha.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, 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 ho. That's how we lock the day away in the merry old land of Oz. We get up at 12 and start to work at 1. Taking off for lunch and then at 2 we're done. Jolly good fun. Ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, 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 ho. That's how we lock the day away in the merry old land of Oz. That's how we lock the day away in the ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. In the merry old land, merry old land, merry old, merry old, merry old land of Oz. That's how we lock the day away with a ha ha ha, 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 ha ha ha.
Who's her? Who's her?
It's the witch. She followed us here.
What's she doing with all that smoke?
She's writing with it.
What's it say? What's it say?
Surrender. Dorothy.
Dorothy? Who's Dorothy?
The wizard will explain it.
To the wizard.
To the wizard.
To the wizard.
Here, everything's all right. Stop that now. The great power for all has matters well in hand. I hope you can all go home. There's nothing to worry about. Get out of here now. Go. Didn't you hear me? I said go home.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do, and that's why we need to see the wizard right away. All 4 of us.
Orders are nobody can see the great Oz. Not nobody, not know how.
Oh, but please, please.
You said you'd take us to him.
Nobody, not know how.
You just gotta make him see Dorothy.
Dorothy? Did you say Dorothy? The witch's Dorothy? In person. Well, that makes a difference. All of you wait here. I'll announce you at once.
Did you hear that? She'll announce us at once. I've as good as got my brain.
I can fairly hear my heart beating.
I'll be home in time for supper.
In the next hour, I'll be king of the forest. Long live the king! Fly, or king of the forest. Not queen, not duke, not prince. My regal robes of the forest would be satin, not cotton, not chintz. I'd command each thing, be it fish or fowl, with a and a royal growl. As I'd click my heel, all the trees would kneel, and the mountains bow, and the bulls kowtow, and the sparrows would take wing. Fly, fly, where king, ying, 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 ying. Each rabbit would show respect at me. The chipmunks genuflect at me. Though my tail would lash, I would show compassion for every underling. Fly, fly, were king, just king. Mana! Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Narc. Oh, shucks. Of all I say. Yeah!
Your Majesty, if you were king, you wouldn't be afraid of anything?
Not nobody, not know how!
Not even a rhinoceros.
Imposterous!
How about a hippopotamus?
Well, I'd thrash him from top to bottomest.
Supposing you met an elephant.
I'd wrap him up in cellophant.
What if it were a brontosaurus?
I'd show him who's king of the forest.
How?
How? Courage. What makes a king out of a slave? Courage. What makes the flag on the mast to wave? Courage. What makes the elephant charge his tusk in the misty mist, in the dusky dusk? What makes the muskrat guard his musk? Courage. What makes the Sphinx the seventh wonder? Courage. What makes the dawn come up like thunder? Courage. What makes the Hottentot so hot? What puts the ape in apricot? What do they got that I ain't got?
Courage.
You can say that again.
For courage is the thing of things.
With courage, I'd be king of kings.
And the whole year round, you'd be hailed and crowned
by every living thing. If I were king.
Go home. The wizard says go away.
Go away? Oh, but surely.
He is deaf to all appeals. The wizard has spoken. Looks like we came a long way for nothing.
Oh, I thought I was on my way home.
Don't cry, Dorothy. We'll get you to the wizard somehow.
We certainly will.
Oh, Auntie Em was so good to me, and I never appreciated it. Running away and hurting her feelings. Professor Marvel said she was sick. She may even be dying, and it's all my fault. And I'll never forgive myself. Never, never, never.
Oh, please don't cry anymore. I'll get you to the wizard somehow.
Oh, thank you.
It's all right. Knew an aunt and myself once. This way, follow me.
Fellas, I was just thinking, I really don't want to see the wizard this much. I better wait outside.
What's wrong? The wizard's going to give you some carriage.
I'd be too scared to ask him for it.
Oh, come on, Lion. We'll be scared together.
Whoa!
What happened?
Somebody pulled my tail.
Oh, you pulled it yourself.
I'm such a butterpaws.
This way. Step right up. The Great Oz awaits you.
Tell me when it's over. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. I want to go home.
I am Oz, the great and powerful. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
I'm Dorothy the Small and Meek, and we've come to ask you.
Silence!
Oh, Jiminy Crickets.
The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come. Step forward, Tin Man. You dare to ask me for a heart? You clinking, clanking, clattering collection of colligious junk.
Yes, Your Majesty. You see, we were on the Yellow Brick Road on our way to the Emerald City, and...
What? And you, Scarecrow, have the effrontery to ask me for a brain, you billowing bale of bovine fodder?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, Your Excellency. No, that's not good. I mean, Your Wizard.
Enough! And you, liar. Well,
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, frightening him like that when he came to you for help.
silence, whippersnapper! The great and powerful Oz has every intention of granting your requests.
What's that? What'd he say?
Are you all right?
Just a little deaf. What'd he say?
He said he's going to help us after all.
He is?
But first, you must prove yourselves worthy by completing one small task.
A small task. Is that all?
You name it, and it's half done.
Bring me the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West.
But to do that, we'll have to kill her to get it.
Bring me her broomstick, and I'll grant your request. Now go.
What if she kills us first?
I said go!
Hurry, I'm already dead!
I wish you'd given up on this crazy scheme. I should have never let you see the wizard.
Oh, but I'm glad you did. How else can I get back to Kansas?
You don't have to worry about us.
We're not going after the witch empty-handed.
You can say that again.
Which way to her castle? No one knows for sure.
You mean no one's ever gone there?
Oh, yes, plenty of folk have gone there, but no one's ever come back.
Oh, boy!
There's no yellow brick road to follow now.
There's no road at all to the land of the Winkies.
Winkies? What's Winkies?
Once they were people very like us. The Wicked Witch made them her slaves. I hope the same thing doesn't happen to you.
Oh, so do I.
Keep going to the west, where the sun sets.
Is that the best way to find the Wicked Witch?
You won't have to find her, Dorothy. When she knows you're in the land of the Winkies, she'll find you. Good luck. Sometimes it's a good thing not to have a brain. I meant the witch to be scared.
And I haven't the heart to fail.
And I haven't said goodbye to the wizard.
Shame on you! You're even more of a coward than I thought.
How can you desert Dorothy now?
Well, I could stay out here. That's one way of doing it. Oh, I know I'm scared, but it's easy for you to speak. You're made of straw, and you're made of tin. But I am only weak.
Very weak.
Verging on flabby.
All right, Lion. You can stay here if you'd like.
Oh, I'd like. Oh, how I'd like. But if you really need me, I'll tag along, I guess.
That's more like it.
Stout fellow.
Ready to go, Dorothy?
Best foot forward.
Decisions. Decisions.
Oh, come on, Lion.
I'm coming. The Scarecrow's not the only one who needs a new brain.
I hate her. I hate her not. I hate her. I hate her not. I hate her. Now I understand why the poppies failed me. Fate ordained that Oz himself should deliver the mellifluous little baggage into my territory. But how to bring her here before me? Winkies, Winkies, come forth.
Yo-wee-oh, yo, yo-wee-oh, yo, yo-wee-oh, yo, yo-wee-oh, yo.
Enough! Silence! Quiet! Why do you always sing that loathsome dirge? What does it mean, anyway?
Yo-wee-oh, yo, yo-wee-oh, yo.
Next time I enslave a whole nation, I must remember to check out their intelligence first. Nico, where's the commander of my aerobatic apes? There you are, my simian minion. I have an important task for you. My enemies are about to enter the haunted forest. I need you to rouse your men and snatch that sickening little girl and her equally nauseating little dog. Exhausted? What do you mean you're exhausted? All right. I'll conjure up a spell that'll take the fight out of them. Now, which of my creepy crawly creations shall I send to plague her? The Flibberty Gibbert? No. The Fly-by-Night? No. Aha! I have it! The Jitterbug. Well, may you gibber. There's no more infectious bug in my book of spells. Once bitten, they will never stop dancing till they drop. Then you'll be there to scoop up that little brat and the little brutes and bring them both to me. Now go! Do my bidding. Fly, fly, fly! Soon those ruby slippers will grace my dainty feet. I wonder if any of those Winkies do shoe repairs.
Does anyone know where any of us are?
We passed a notice a while back.
You mean the one that said, "Welcome to the haunted forest"?
No. The one that said, if you've got this far, you're lost.
Oh, here's another notice.
I hope it says something a little more reassuring.
I'd turn back if I were you.
Fine.
Oh, I believe there's spooks in here.
Spooks? That's silly.
But you don't believe in spooks?
No, why only fools?
Oh, Tin Man!
Are you all right?
I do.
So do I! Did you just hear what I just heard?
That noise don't come from an ordinary bird.
It may be just a cricket or a critter in the trees.
It's giving me the jitters and the joints around the knees.
I think I see a shadow and it's fuzzy and it's furry.
I haven't got a brain, but I think I ought to worry.
I haven't got a heart, but I feel a palpitation.
As Monica of the Forest, I don't like the situation.
Are you gonna stand around and let him fill us full of horror?
I'd like to wear him down. But I think I lost my word.
Oh.
It's a whosis.
It's a whosis?
It's a whatsis.
It's a whatsis?
Who's that?
Who's there?
Who's where?
Beware!
Who's that hiding in the treetops? It's that rascal, the jitterbug. Should you catch him buzzing round you, keep away from the jitterbug. Oh, the bees and the breeze and the bats and the trees have a terrible, horrible buzz. But the bees and the breeze and the bats and the trees couldn't do what the jitterbug does. So just be careful of that rascal. Keep away from the jitterbug.
Jitterbug. Oh, the bees and the breeze and the bats and the trees have a terrible, horrible buzz. But the bees and the breeze and the bats and the trees couldn't do what the jitterbug does.
So just be careful of that rascal.
Keep away from the jitterbug. The jitterbug. The jitterbug. Jitterbug.
right. I'm a Twitter in the throes of the killers. Got me dancing on 1,000 toes. There she
from metal fatigue.
I want to send this one out.
Oh, please! Leave us alone!
I'm so sorry, I'll hit you.
Come and get 'em!
Who? What?
What's happening?
Look at the size of them birds.
They're not birds, they're monkeys!
Flying monkeys!
Go away now.
Help!
They're getting away with that!
Fine job we did protecting Dorothy.
Help! Help!
What happened?
They tore my legs off, and they threw them over there, and then they tore my arm off, and they threw it over there.
Scarecrow, that's you all over.
Time you pulled yourself together.
I would, but I can't reach my legs.
I'll get 'em.
And then we'll go find Dorothy.
That's right. And the lion will lead us.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm gonna lead us against the forces of evil?
That's right.
All right, I'll do it. For Dorothy. Wicked witch or no wicked witch. Guards or no guards. I'll tear them apart. Ugh. I might not come out alive, but I'll go down fighting. Ugh. There's only one thing I want you fellas to do.
What's that?
Talk me out of it.
This way, my dear. I trust you had a pleasant flight. So kind of you to visit me in my loneliness. Give me the dog.
Oh, what are you going to do with Toto?
Tonight we feast on Devil Dog.
No!
Relax, my dear. Just a little joke. He'll look even more revolting with an apple in his mouth.
Oh, where are you taking him? Why can't he stay with me?
Because the raging, roaring river is some ways off. Is he a water breed?
I don't think so.
Well, he soon will be, because that's where we're going to drop him if you don't hand over those slippers.
But the Good Witch of the North told me not to.
Very well. Throw that basket in the deepest point of the river and drown him.
Oh, no, please. You can have the slippers. I don't want them. Just please. Let me have Toto.
That's a good little girl. I knew you'd see reason. Oh!
Run, Toto, run!
Catch him, you fool!
Run! Run as you can. Oh, he got away! He got away from you!
Which is more than you'll ever do, fool that I am. I should have remembered those slippers will never come off as long as you're alive. You see this? That's how long you've got to be alive. It isn't very long, my pretty. Just long enough for me to devise an unpleasant but wildly entertaining death for you. Of course, there is one route of escape, but it's a long way down and the rocks are sharp. So if you do decide to go this way, be darling and leave the ruby slippers on the windowsill. It'll save us from having to take them off your corpse.
How can anyone be so nasty, mean, and cruel?
Lots and lots of practice.
Oh, Auntie Em! Auntie Em, I'm frightened! I'm so frightened!
Dorothy! Dorothy! Where are you? It's me, it's Annie Em. We're trying to find you. Where are you?
Oh, I'm here in Oz, Auntie Em. I'm in the witch's castle. I've been trying to get home to you, Auntie Em. Oh, Auntie Em. Oh, Auntie Em, don't go. I'm frightened.
Dorothy!
Oh, come back, Auntie Em, come back!
Auntie Em! Come back, Auntie Em! I'll give you Auntie Em, my pretty.
What's that? What's that?
That's the castle of the Wicked Witch.
Dorothy's in that awful place?
Oh, I hate to think of her in there. We've got to get her out somehow.
Don't cry. You'll rest yourself again, and we haven't got the oil can with us. And you've been squeaking enough as it is.
But they say it's got 1,000 rooms. How are we ever going to find which one Dorothy is in?
It's Toto.
Here, Toto.
He'll lead us to Dorothy.
Do you think it'll be polite dropping in like
Look
that?
out!
Who's them? Who's them? Shh!
I think I've got a plan how to get in there.
Fine. She's got a plan.
It might not work,
It might not work.
but it's got a chance.
It's got a chance.
Only thing is, it's very, very dangerous. What do you say?
I say. Anyone else got a plan?
Let's hear the scarecrows.
First, we've got to get a hold of 3 Winky uniforms.
3 Winky uniforms.
Fellas?
Where are we going to find 3 Winky uniforms?
I don't know, but our plan depends on it.
Fellas?
3 Winky uniforms.
We, fellas, we don't have to look far.
Why's that?
They're right behind us.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow. Oh, there's so little time left. Soon the witch will come for me. Oh, witch of the north, can't you help me now? Please! Please, can anybody help me? No.
Dorothy, are you in there?
Sasha, you all right?
Oh, yes, I'm fine, but the witch has locked me in.
Stand back while I break it open.
Oh, Toto, I knew you'd come.
Hurry, we've got no time to lose.
We can't take her out the way we came.
Oh, what about the window?
The cliff is sheer.
Don't worry. You hang on to my tail, and I'll hang on with my claws.
Oh, you're so wonderful, all of you.
I just hope my courage holds out.
We just hope your tail holds out.
To the window!
Going so soon. We won't hear of it, will we, Winkies?
I think we've overstayed our welcome.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of spears. sands of time have run out for all of you. The last to go will see the first three before her, and your mangy little mutt, too. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, who shall be the first to go? Lion, girl, Tin Man? No, my broom chooses Scarecrow!
No, please.
What's the matter? Don't want to be my old flame?
Oh, leave her alone. Can't you see she's terrified?
I'll get around to you eventually, Miss Mouth. Meanwhile, watch your friend go up in smoke.
No, please.
Too late, Scarecrow. You're all burnt up.
No,
What?
I won't let you.
Oh! Look what you've done, you cursed little brat! I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world! Who could have thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness? Oh!
She's dead. You killed her.
I didn't mean to kill her, really. I didn't. She was just going to set her on
Oh,
fire.
hail to Dorothy. The Wicked Witch is dead.
Hail, hail to Dorothy, the Wicked Witch is dead.
You are now our queen.
Oh, that's very kind of you, but I have to get back to Kansas. The witch's broom. May we have it?
Oh, please take it with you.
Oh, thank you. Now we can go back to the wizard and tell him the Wicked Witch is dead.
The Wicked Witch is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, old witch, the Wicked Witch. Ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead. She's gone where the goblins go below, 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 yo ho. Let's open up and sing and ring the bells of ding dong, the merry ho. Sing it high, sing it low. Let them know the Wicked Witch is.
Step forward if you dare. Can I believe my eyes? Why have you returned?
We've done what you asked of us, sir. We brought you the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West. We melted her.
Oh, you liquidated her, eh? Ha, ha, ha! Very resourceful.
Oh, yes, sir. So, if you please, sir, we'd like you to keep your promises to us, sir.
Not so fast, not so fast. I'll have to give the thought a little matter. Go away and come back tomorrow.
Tomorrow? But I want to go home now.
You've had plenty of time already.
Yeah. Do not arouse the wrath of the great and powerful Oz. I said come back tomorrow.
Toto?
Do you presume to criticize the great Oz? You ungrateful creatures. Be thankful I'm giving you an audience tomorrow and not 20 years from now. Now go!
Toto, get out of there.
I said go! Pay no attention to the man behind the comically large head. The Wizard of Oz has spoken.
Who are you?
Well, I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
You are?
Well,
I don't believe you.
no, I'm afraid it's true. There's no other wizard except for me.
You humbug.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly so. I'm a humbug.
You're a very bad man.
No. I'm a very good man. I'm just a very bad little wizard.
What about the heart you promised Tin Man?
Well,
And Scarecrow's brain.
Why, a brain? Anybody can have a brain. That's a mediocre commodity. Back where I come from, we have places called universities, where men and women alike go to become great thinkers. And when they come out, they think deep thoughts, with no more brains than you have. But there's one thing they've got that you haven't got: a diploma. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Universitatis Comitiatum e Pluribus Unum, I present you with the honorary degree of THD.
THC?
Yes, that's a doctorate of thinkology.
The sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side. Oh, Julie Raptor, I've got a brain. How can I ever thank you enough?
Well, you can't. As for you, my fine friend, you are under the unfortunate delusion that simply because you run away from danger, that you have no courage. You're confusing courage for wisdom. Back where I come from, we have men called heroes. Once a year, they take their fortitude out of the mothballs and parade it up and down the streets of the city. And they've got no more courage than you have. But there's one thing they've got that you haven't got. A medal. Therefore, for your meritorious conduct, extraordinary valor, and conspicuous bravery against wicked witches, I present you with a triple cross. You are now a member of the Legion of Courage.
Oh, shucks, folks. I'm speechless.
And as for you, my galvanized friend, you won a heart. You don't know how lucky you are not to have one. Hearts will never be practical until they can be made unbreakable.
But I still want one.
Yes, yes. But back where I come from, we have men who do nothing all day but good deeds. They are called good deed doers, and their hearts are no bigger than yours. But there's one thing they've got that you haven't got, a testimonial. Therefore, in consideration of your kindness, I take pleasure at this time in presenting you with this token of our esteem and affection. And remember, my sentimental friend, that a heart is not judged by how much you love, but how much you are loved by others.
Oh, listen to my heart. It ticks. It ticks.
Read what my medal says.
Awarded for courage.
Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth?
Oh, they're all so wonderful.
Hey, what about Dorothy?
Well,
Yeah, what about Dorothy?
Dorothy next.
Yes, Dorothy.
I know there's nothing in that chest for me.
Well, you forced me into a cataclysmic decision. The only way to get Dorothy back to Kansas would be for me to take you myself.
Oh, will you? Could you? But are you a clever wizard magic?
Ha ha ha! Child, you cut me to the quick. I'm an old Kansas man myself. Premier balloonist par excellence of the Miracle Wonderland Carnival Company. Until one day, while performing spectacular stunts of stratospheric skill, never before attempted by civilized man, my balloon failed to return to the fair.
Frightened. Were you?
Frightened? You are looking at a man who has laughed in the face of death, sneered at doom, and chuckled at catastrophe. I was petrified. Then, suddenly, the wind changed, and I floated down into the heart of this noble city, where they claimed me Oz, first wizard deluxe.
Deluxe, from the French, pertaining to luxury.
Yes, you're right. There were a few luxuries that came with the job, but I took it anyways, retaining the balloon against the advent of a quick getaway. And in that conveyance, my dear Dorothy, you and I shall return to the land of E Pluribus Unum. Step this way. Citizens of Oz, I, your wizard Pelardua ad Alta, am about to embark on a treacherous and technically unexplainable journey into the outer stratosphere. To confer, converse, and otherwise hobnob with my brother wizards.
Wizard.
And I hereby decree that until the time, if any, that I return, that the Scarecrow, by virtue of her superior brains, shall rule in my stead, assisted by the Tin Man, by virtue of his magnificent heart, and the Lion, by virtue of his courage. Obey them as you would me. Thank you, my friends, thank you. And now it is time for me to cast off. Climb aboard, Dorothy. Climb aboard.
Climb aboard, Mickey, while the wind's still in your favor.
Where's Toto? I can't go without him.
Don't worry, I'll get it for you.
Don't let go of the rope! This is highly irregular procedure.
The balloon's going up.
Help! Help!
is absolutely unprecedented.
Here's your dog.
You can't leave without me.
Too late, my dear.
Oh, you have to come back.
Come back? I can't come back. I don't know how this thing works. Goodbye, my friend. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, that idiot dog just ruined my exit.
Oh, now I'll never get home.
Then stay with us, Dorothy. We don't want you to go.
I have to get back to Kansas.
Don't you love us, Dorothy?
Oh, you know I do. But there's a place and people I love more. Now it's furthest away than the furthest dream. Oh, Scarecrow, I'll never see Kansas again as long as I live. Never, never, never.
Never is a very, very long time, Dorothy.
Oh, will you help me? Can you help me?
You don't need to be helped any longer. You've always had the power to go back to Kansas.
I have?
Then why didn't you tell her sooner? Because she wouldn't have believed me. She had to find it out for herself.
What did you learn, Dorothy?
Well, I think that it wasn't enough just to want to see Uncle Henry and Auntie Em, and if I ever go looking for my heart's desire ever again, I won't look any further than my own backyard, because if it was never really there, I never really lost it to begin with. Is that all?
That's all it is. But that's so easy. I should have thought of it for you.
I should have felt it in my heart. Me too, if I'd had courage of my convictions.
No, she had to find it out for herself. Those magic slippers will take you home in 2 seconds.
Oh, Toto too?
Toto too.
It's going to be so hard to say goodbye. I love you all so much. Oh, goodbye, Tin Man. Oh, please don't cry. You'll rust so dreadfully. Well, here's the oil can. Goodbye.
Now I know I've got a heart because it's breaking.
Lion, I know it isn't right, but I miss the way you used to holler before you found your courage.
When you go, I think I'm gonna do a little more hollering.
Dear Scarecrow, you were my first friend here. I'll miss you most of all.
Having a brain don't make parting any easier. Goodbye, Dorothy. Think about you always. Are you ready now?
Oh, yes, before I change my mind and stay forever.
And close your eyes and tap your heels together 3 times and think to yourself over and over, there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
There is no place like home.
1.
There is no place like home.
2.
There is no place like home.
Goodbye, Dorothy.
Dorothy! Dorothy! Little girl! Little girl! Oh, hope she didn't get caught out in that storm.
We'd best get back into the town and notify the sheriff.
Wait. Is that there she is.
Dorothy. Oh, Dorothy. Zeke, Hunk, Hickory. We found her. She's over here. Now tell Emmy and Bitter bring a blanket.
Oh, she's got a lump on her head the size of an ostrich egg. But the skin ain't broken.
Hello,
Oz? Sweetie, my name is Chester. But you can call me whatever you like, okay?
Oh, Uncle Henry, you were the guard.
I'm guarding you now, honey. I'll see you come to no more harm.
Is she all right?
There was a moment there where I thought she'd left us.
But I did leave you, Uncle Henry. That's just the trouble. When I tried to get back for days and days.
Oh, that sounds like an awful dream.
But it wasn't a dream.
Sure it wasn't. Remember me and your old pal Zeke?
Fine.
No, it ain't. And this here's Hickory. You couldn't forget my face, could you?
Oh, no, of course not. Where's Scarecrow?
Scarecrow? Who the heck's Scarecrow?
Here's the blanket you called for. How is she?
She'll be fine.
What happened to all your stuffing?
Stuffing?
Yeah, what about the mother field mouse inside your stomach?
You gave me more than a field mouse. I had a whole sack of kittens in there. Dorothy!
Oh, Auntie Em!
Oh, Dorothy, you're safe and well.
Well, thanks to you, Auntie Em, you taught me how to use the slippers.
I won't use a slipper on you, honey. You haven't done anything wrong.
Oh, no. This was a truly very live place, and I remember some of it wasn't very nice, but most of it was beautiful, and you were all there. You kept busting up and pulling your own tail, and you were a humbug.
Well, now, let's not get personal, shall we?
Doesn't anybody believe me?
Of course we believe you, but now you need to get off the bed.
Did the house come back? Found the witching room.
Storm passed right by it.
It wasn't a house bell in Miss Gulch.
It was a telegraph pole.
We won't be hearing from that old biddy through her leg instead of blaster.
And Toto's safe. You hear that, Toto? You're both safe. And we're going home. Home. And I'll never leave again because I love you all so much. And oh, Auntie Em, there really is no place like home.
going to keep you for a few minutes. I apologize. Because we have some very, very important people that we really need to thank. And first, I want to start with my mom. My mom is our production manager, and she has been for the past 3 years. And she has put so much work into this department. And there are so many nights I come home from rehearsal at whatever you find, 9:30, 10, and she's at her computer working on stuff for the playbill or drafting another email or trying to figure out some crazy COVID thing in this year of craziness. And I don't think you get enough credit for all you do. And I'm really, really proud of you. So next, we had a new addition to our production team this year, Miss Kennedy, our choreographer. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you. You always brighten our days. You're so funny, and you tell it like it is, but sometimes scares us a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But at the end of the day, it made our show great, and we really couldn't have done it without you. I'm going to miss you so much, but I'm confident that you will help all of them in the next years, however long you're here, make great shows, and we really just want to thank you for all the work you put in. We really appreciate it. Wait! I'm not nervous. We're bringing up Miss Spear next. Thank you. Oh God, I'm going to start crying. It's so great. Thank you for being there for us, all of us, and like making this possible in this incredibly crazy year. It's been the best 4 years of my life. Thank you so much.
Oh, it wouldn't be called a musical without the music. Mr. Adams has been over there conducting. He works so hard in his office all the time. He does IMS with us, helps us get ready for this amazing show. You know, he really just helps us be the best we can be musically. So we'd really like to thank him tonight.
And now for the director, Ms. Deal. She signed up to be director, but she didn't she signed up for more than that when she signed up for director, because she's also doing choreography, singing, acting, everything like that. So, and that's what makes Ms. Deal such a great director, because she knows everything about everything when it comes to making a production like this. So it wouldn't be possible without her, and we just really want to